Appeals, please listen to the rules and procedures that will follow for tonight's meeting.
Good evening, and welcome to tonight's meeting of the Town of Babylon Zoning Board of Appeals. The following is the procedure that will be followed tonight. The matters will be called in the order they appear on the calendar, with adjourned matters being called at the end of the regularly scheduled matters. Matters cannot be heard prior to their published scheduled time. When your matter is called, please submit the affidavit of posting to the secretary and proceed to the podium and give your name and address. The chairperson will then swear you in and read into the record information we have from your application, comments from various town departments, and any correspondence received on your application. The chairperson will then ask you to make whatever presentation you wish to make to the board. After you have made your presentation, the board will ask whatever questions the board deems appropriate, and then we will ask for comments from the public. If you wish to speak for or against an application, we ask that you wait until you're acknowledged. Come forward, give us your name and address, tell us where your property is in relation to the property that's in question tonight, and then please direct your comments to the board, not the applicant or the applicant's representative. We have to keep a record, and we cannot do that if there are people talking over each other or cross conversations. If someone has spoken for or against an application, and they have said exactly the same thing that you wish to say, it will have the same force and effect in the record if you give your name and address, are sworn in, and say that you join in those comments. If you have anything additional to say, please don't hesitate to do so, but keep in mind that you will be given only one opportunity to speak. After the public has spoken, the board may ask the applicant to come back to answer any questions that may have come up as a result of the public comments, or for the applicant to summarize. When the applicant comes back to answer any additional questions, if that happens, that does not start a second round of public comments. Once the matter has been heard, various things may occur. The board may decide the application immediately. It may reserve decision. If the board reserves decision, that does not mean the matter is approved or denied. It just means that the board needs more time to decide, may want to go out and look at the site again, or might want to review the documents and testimony further before making a decision. In either event, the applicant will receive the board's decision in writing shortly after the board makes its decision. If the application is approved, that does not mean that you can then go ahead and start construction, or whatever it is that you requested from the board. You will have to wait for the building permit to be obtained from the building department before your go-ahead. On some occasions, the matter may be continued for another night. If it is continued, in most cases it will be for the submission of documents, a new survey, new plans, or something of that nature. If that's the case, no one needs to come back on the new date. The documents will be submitted and no further testimony will be taken. On rare occasions, a matter may be continued for future testimony. If that's the case, then people would have to come back to testify. If matters are adjourned at an open meeting on the scheduled date of hearing, no further notice need be given unless specifically required by the board on the date the adjournment is granted. 3 rules that may affect your ability to proceed tonight. 1. If the sign was not posted for 10 days, we cannot hold the hearing tonight. 2. If you commence this proceeding while you own the property, but no longer own the property, and you are here now to continue with the application, you will need either the written consent of the new owner or the new owner to be present for the hearing. This situation could come about if you sold your house or building, money was held in escrow at closing for a certificate of occupancy or permit, and you're here tonight to clear that up. Lastly, if your application is a commercial application, and it's other than a renewal, and there is more than one tenant in the building, then you need your landlord to be here. Is there any applicant that has any difficulty with those situations and would need an adjournment tonight?
Is there anyone that would need an adjournment? Please rise and join the board in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First application tonight is application 25051 of Kevin O'Neill and Kelly Latorra, property located in Lindenhurst.
Okay. Name and address for the record?
Kevin O'Neill, 210 Lido Parkway, Lindenhurst, New York, 11757.
Okay, for the record, we have a planning, do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Do you affirm to tell the truth? Yeah, perfect. Okay, we have a planning and development memo dated April 17th, 2025. Department of Environmental Control memo dated April 15th, 2025. If approved, this application may not result in a significant environmental impact. We have a tax map acting as an area map. A survey by Peter Barbazan dated, where's the date? Let me see it. April 5th, 2002. And
And Mrs. Vice Chair, we have 7 pictures and a survey dated April 5th, 2002.
what would you like to tell us?
So we bought the house in 2015. Our family has expanded, and we're just looking to kind of meet the needs that we have right now.
That's it?
That's it.
Attorney Hearing over to Mr. Rigney.
Good evening, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Okay, I see there's no open complaints on the property. I drove past the property. It's well kept, nice and neat. Just with the addition, it's just going straight up, right?
Straight up, nothing going over.
Staying in line with what's existing. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Rear deck and pavers. Did you have pavers in the backyard?
That's what was there when we got there. There's some pavers on one side.
And is that 2 feet off the property line, or
I believe so.
it's not on the property line, right?
No.
Mr. Chairman, I don't have any further questions.
Any questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
Good?
Good.
Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve application 25-051. Second.
All in favor?
Good luck.
All right. Thank you very much.
She looks happy. Next application is 25052 of Taiwo Miller and Vanda Tolliver Miller, property located in Amityville. Name and address for the record.
Good evening. My name is Melissa Graham. I'm from Long Island Perfect Permits. I am representing Vanda Tolliver Miller. She is the owner of 2 Quintine Drive. We are located at 124 Front Street, Suite 205, Massapequa Park, 11762.
Okay. And do you affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated April 17, 2025, Environmental Control memo dated April 16, 2025. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Adjo Surveying dated January 9th, 2025, tax map acting as an area map,
And Mr. Chairman, we have 4 pictures and a survey by A. Agujo dated January 9th, 2025.
okay. What would you like to tell us about the application?
Okay. So an application was filed to construct an in-ground pool and to maintain existing 6-foot PVC fencing and a shed. This is a corner lot, which gives my owners 2 front yards. The semi-in-ground pool, which exceeds the lot coverage allowance of 20%, and we're asking to maintain 24.59% with the proposed pool. The shed does not meet the 40-foot setback for the front yard from Fowler Lane. It's on the side of the house. The shed maintains a 15-foot setback. The shed, the 6-foot PVC fence does not meet the required height of 4 feet of any fencing beyond the front of the building line. The fencing on Fowler Lane, which is also the second front yard, does not have any clear sight concerns on the corner for the neighbor's driveway or anyone turning on or off Fowler Lane onto Quintine Lane Drive. In reviewing the aerial views, these variance requests are not out of character with the surrounding neighborhood. After reviewing the planning board notes, we are asking the board to reconsider granting the current fencing location. I do have some pictures of the fence in the neighborhood, along with aerial views of other neighbors on those corners that have the same exact fencing. My client purchased the property in 2020, and the fence and the shed were moved to its current location last year to give the homeowners more room to use their yard to enjoy their grandchildren, which is also why they're looking to put the pool in the backyard. My client has spoken to their neighbors, and no one has any objection to the variances being granted as presented.
Okay, thank you. I'll turn the hearing over to Ms. Krokidas.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. You said the home was purchased in 2020,
Correct.
and then they moved the fence a year ago?
Yes.
Okay, and did they get a permit for that?
They didn't know they needed one.
Okay,
They just moved it in line with everyone else in that neighborhood that's on a corner has their fence in the same location. So they just moved the fence to be in line with everyone on the block. They didn't realize they needed a permit.
all right, so these ones that you submitted, did they gain zoning board approval, do you know?
That I don't know because I only got the planning board notes yesterday, so I didn't have time to research it.
Okay, all right, so the fence, it was relocated to a non-conforming location?
Correct.
Okay. So it needs to be relocated to conform to town code?
Right, we're just asking if the board would consider letting them leave it, because there's no, I understand it's not conforming, but there's no, like when you're turning off Quintine onto Fowler or turning off Fowler onto Quintine, there's no clear sight issues where the fence would be a problem. And it's in line with everyone else's fence on Fowler. And then even on Dr. Reed Boulevard and on Quintine, everyone on a corner has their fence in a similar location.
Okay. If need be, would they be willing to cut back at least 2 feet from the common line?
We have to. It would be an expense, but, you know, if they had to compromise, yes. Right.
All right. Mr. Chairman, I don't have any further questions.
Any other questions from the board? For the record, there are none. And would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. Okay, we're going to close the hearing. We're going to reserve decision. You'll get the decision in the mail.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for coming down. Next application is application 25043 of Frederick Milano and Marilyn Safaras, property located West Babylon. I'm not here, I butchered their name. Name and address for the record.
Hi, Christina Bravin, Morano Expediting, P.O. Box 39, Bethpage, New York, 11714.
Okay, do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
For the record, we have a planning division memo dated September 17th, 2025, environmental control memo dated April 15th, 2025. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. Survey by Joseph Petito dated June 7th, 2024. tax map acting as an area map,
And Mr. Chairman, we have 11 pictures and a survey by Joseph M. Petito dated June 7, 2024.
would you like to tell us about the application?
Okay, we're requesting permission to reduce the rear yard from 30 feet required to 22.8 for an egress window well in the basement. And also requesting to maintain a shed and reduce the rear yard from 2 feet to 0.7 and reduce the side yard from 2 feet to 1.3. In May of 2024, there was a fire at that time on the first floor. It's a single-story home, small square footage. They proposed to refinish the basement so they can get a little bit more area to live in. And when we looked into that, we determined that it would trigger a variance because they need an egress window. So we did a separate application. They're in the process of repairing the first floor. And so now the finished basement would be just for recreational use. They're going to put a 3-piece bathroom, but again, they need that egress window. And with regard to the shed, they actually put that shed in about 30 years ago. So it's been there for quite some time and hasn't been a problem with any of the neighbors. And they understand that if the board did grant them to leave it there, that it would just be with the life of that shed, which might not be much longer. So if they were to replace it, they'd put it in a conforming location.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Shepherd.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. So there'll be no sleeping quarters in the basement?
Correct. It's 3-piece bathroom, and then there are no other walls except around the burner.
No cooking?
No.
Okay. And you agreed if the shed ever be taken down, you put it in a conforming location?
Yes.
I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board?
Oh. Just wondering if I gave it to you before.
Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. That's good.
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve application 25-043.
Second.
With condition that the shed ever be taken down, it will be rebuilt in a conforming location. No sleeping or cooking facilities permitted in the basement.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you. Next application is application 25045, property located on North Monroe Avenue in Lindenhurst. That's how you get past that. Name and address for the record, please.
Sure. Bernard J. Zimnoch, 1909 Great Neck Road, Suite B, Copiague, New York, 11726. And I do have my client here with me.
Okay. For the record, we have a planning division memo dated April 17, 2025. Environmental control memo dated April 16, 2025. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Christopher Buckley dated October 26, 2023. Tax map acting as an area map.
And Mr. Chairman, we have 4 pictures and a survey by Christopher M. Buckley dated October 26, 2023.
Would you like to tell us about the application?
Yes. Good evening to the board. Very briefly, my client is looking to convert his garage and legally maintain a shed that he has currently there. There are 3 sheds, 2 of which will be removed, 1 will stay. He is looking to expand the total area by less than 4%, a very de minimis amount. The reason why it became that amount was because of the pavers, I believe, in the front that caused it to become a little bit bigger than the building allotted area. Apart from that, he's going to be using it, when I spoke with him, for his family. He does have a younger child and a wife, so they're looking just to expand the house more. There's only 1 bathroom there. Pretty much all the other houses have 2 bathrooms, so a little bit more functionality to the house.
Okay, turn the hearing over to Mr. Rigby.
So the driveway triggered what?
I believe the driveway had triggered the overage. That's why we had to come for the variance, the total building area. I believe that's how we became over the 20%.
When was the driveway put in?
¿Cuándo hiciste el driveway?
El año pasado.
Last year.
Was there a permit filed for the second curb cut?
Permiso ya.
He's saying he did file it.
this garage being converted into living space, it lends itself to be like an apartment. Would you agree that this is not an apartment use?
At this point, correct. I did speak with him. He's not going to be using it as an apartment. That's not his intent.
So who's in the house? Just mom, dad? How many children?
My grandson and my daughter, my granddaughter.
So, all family, grandson, son, wife, and
And me.
and him.
So again, only family, this is not
Only
an
family,
apartment.
correct, yes.
All right. If it was to ever be an apartment, he's got to file for a permit.
Correct, accessory apartment permit, yes.
The sheds, what's going on with the sheds?
So right now, one shed is gone,
One shines off, and I have two more.
and he has two more. The middle one's going to stay, and then the third one will be, right, the bottom one is going to be removed.
Yeah, because I was there today, I could see on the side property that the two sheds still were,
Correct, right. I mean,
Those-
until we have the building permit, technically, we can't really remove it.
but those are going to be removed?
Yes, correct. Well, the middle one, the bigger one, is going to stay. That's the one that,
And the other two are coming down?
correct. Or the last
And
one,
that's 2 feet off the property line?
correct, yes.
Mr. Chairman, I got no further questions.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? The record, there are none.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve application 25-045 with the condition that if the applicant was to ever turn this into an apartment, he'd have to file for a permit.
Second.
In favor?
Aye.
Okay, good luck.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a good evening, everybody.
Next application is application 25047 of Monique Ford, property located in Lindenhurst. Name and address for the record, please. Go ahead, that's okay.
Hi, my name is Charles Kuhn, architect, office in Northport, New York.
Okay, ma'am, you can
And this
speak.
is,
Hi, I'm Monique Ford, 464 Heathcote Road,
Okay,
Lindenhurst.
and do you both affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
You do? Okay, for the record, we have Planning Division memo dated April 17th, 2025. Environmental Control memo dated April 16th, 2025. If approved, this application will not result in significant impacts. A survey by T. Eason, surveyor, dated March 8th, 2024. Tax map acting as an area map, and
And Mr. Chairman, we have 4 pictures and a survey by T. Eason dated March 8th, 2024.
okay, would you like to tell us about the application?
okay, sure. So the application is primarily a second floor expansion of bedrooms, existing bedrooms. She will be adding a bedroom and a bathroom. The addition will basically maintain the existing side yard setbacks. It will not encroach on the front yard. We are proposing a covered front portico. There is an existing deck on the front of the house, which she wants to basically put a roof over to make it a portico. So that is the encroachment on the second floor. There is it's listed as an apartment on the house. It's it's a separate room to the east side of the house, which has a bathroom. There's no kitchen. It's just basically an open room with a bathroom. What they're looking to do is, her son lives there. They don't want it to be an apartment. It does not have a kitchen, so every time he's got to come in, to eat dinner, he's got to walk outside, walk back inside. So they are looking to put a door that will connect that space to the main house. So it will not be used as an apartment. That's not the intent. It's basically just a separate bedroom suite for her son. We are proposing a new loft to be an open loft, for sleeping quarters, and then he can have sort of a living space under. When Mrs. Ford bought the house, the pool was existing, the pool equipment was existing, the fencing was existing, and the deck was existing. The only thing that she added was the pavers in the backyard. She wasn't aware that the pavers would cause a lot coverage issue. When she had the pavers put in, the company basically went right to the existing fence line, which was on the neighbor's property. She has since removed the pavers. All the pavers are now 24 inches or more away from, off her property line. So there is no encroachment of pavers at this point. The shed, there was a shed that was non-conforming. That has already been relocated also into a conforming location. If you look at the neighborhood, pretty much all the houses are non-conforming. A lot of homes have had second-floor additions. Very similar to what Mrs. Ford is looking for. There are quite a few porticos in the area, so we feel the proposed work is in keeping in character with the neighborhood. So that's what the proposal is.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Rigney.
Good evening. I drove past the property today. It's immaculate, very well kept.
Thank
I
you.
see that they're making the house next door to you, pretty
Amazing.
big, beautiful house. So you do live in a nice neighborhood, very nice house. I see that there's no complaints on this house, this residence. Thank you for cutting back to the 2 feet. That was one of my questions. If this was approved, will you not enclose the portico?
No,
That remain open?
no intention, no.
Again, the pavers were cut back. Internal access, correct? Right? There's going to be a door within that's going to...
Yes, yes. I mean, we'll still maintain the existing door on the outside, but they want access. They want to create it, they want to make it a bedroom suite, to the main part of the house.
So as long as we got internal access, I'm okay.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, I got no further questions.
So a little housekeeping here. So if the pavers are all at the 2 feet, we can eliminate variance number 5?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so I'll make,
Yeah, that's already been removed to 24 inches. That's correct,
You
yes.
want an updated site plan then, Katie? Okay.
okay. So you need a final survey, you know that you
Yes,
have to get it.
yeah.
So, okay, so all right. I'll make a motion to eliminate variance number 5, diminish distance to east lot line from 2 to 1.1.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Would anyone like to, would anybody like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. Okay, good.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve application 25-047 with the following conditions: that the portico not be enclosed, and that there be internal access throughout the entire dwelling. Areas of the patio decking be removed to 24 inches, which was just dismissed. And that's... Okay. That's it?
Amended.
Second.
Approve as amended, I'm sorry.
Second.
All in favor? Good luck.
Thank you very much. Have a great night.
Next application is application 25044 of Carrera Properties, property located in West Babylon.
Good
Name
evening.
and address for the record.
Kelly Bennett, 1257 Udall Road, Bay Shore, New York, 11706.
Okay, and do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated April 17th, 2025. Environmental Control memo dated April 17th, 2025. There are some comments on here. You should have got a copy of that. But
Yes.
if approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Lawrence Michael Haynes dated January 7th, 2025. Tax map acting as an area map.
And Mr. Chairman, we have 4 pictures and a survey by Island-Wide Surveyors dated January 7th, 2025.
Just like, tell us about the application.
Basically, I'm here tonight on behalf of both the property owner, who is a builder. He's been building in the town of Babylon Islip about 20 years now. We were recently in front of this board for 41 Crown Street, so that's the same builder. The purchase was made, the dwelling is in very bad shape, so the decision was always made to demolish the existing dwelling and construct a new dwelling. We are keeping the CO detached garage, and the goal is just to re-side it once the new house is up and put a new garage door. So just to address the concerns on the garage to the board, there were some old, like the concrete shingles that were removed from it. So the builder wrapped it in the Tyvek just to kind of keep it okay, so it wouldn't be exposed to the elements. So I don't know if maybe that's what somebody had seen, thinking they were going to be starting work on that garage, but the intention is just to reside and put a new garage door on that and keep it as is. So the property's located in Residence A District, so the first two requests for relief are in terms of lot width and total lot area. We were able to eliminate variance request number 3 for the front yard. We did, I have 3 full sets of revised plans with me, so we were able to slide the house back and maintain the 40-foot front yard. So in terms of our 4th request, which was, we are over in our building area, so we are allowed 15% and we are at 20.6. So we are over by 477 square feet. The builder's really not willing to budge with that, so just to break that down, the detached garage existing it's approximately 300 square feet. They are agreeing to absolutely all the conditions: that garage never be converted to living space, front porch never be enclosed, no further expansion of the dwelling. So with that in mind, they are keeping that request to exceed the lot coverage, and that would be, again, over by 477 square feet. We were proposing an unfinished basement. They wanted an extra bathroom. We've eliminated that. So, an intention to be owner-occupied, single-family, obviously.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Shepherd.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Mr. Shepherd.
Good, how are you? So we're not doing no interior work on the garage at all?
No interior work on the garage. That was,
Plumbing, no
it's going to be untouched because it is CO'd.
Okay.
So the second we touch that, we're not getting that back. So we have a demo permit on the building, but we couldn't do the demo and keep that accessory structure. So we're kind of held up on everything.
All right, if approved, you'd agree the covenants and restrictions for new construction?
Absolutely all of them.
And, yeah, let's do that. Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to eliminate variance number 3, diminished front yard setback from 40 feet to 25 feet.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board?
TDC comments?
Would anybody? Oh, yeah, she's got all of that, yeah. Would anyone like to be heard on this application? Name and address for the record, please.
Ken Geibel, 19 Beaver Lane, next door to 23.
I do affirm to tell the truth.
Yes.
What would you like to tell us?
This notification that we got from the town zoning board was a little confusing. The front street, they say that the width is 100 feet. I don't believe that's true. I think it's only 60 feet.
It is 60 feet. That's the variance. They're asking for relief of the code from 100 to 60. 60 is existing.
Okay.
Okay, it's an A zone, that's why it's that large,
right.
the front yard.
And I understand that you negated the diminished front setback from the 25-foot and set it back to 40. Is that correct?
We eliminated that.
Right. Okay. No,
Right.
that's all I have to say.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Would anyone else like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a
They're full finish.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve application 25-044 as amended, subject to covenants and restrictions for new construction.
Second.
Favor?
Aye.
Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
Have a great night.
Okay, if you got any other questions, talk to her.
I'll see you on the...
Okay. Next application is application 25048, Route 109, Auto Repair, Inc., property located in West Babylon.
Mr. Chairman, I need to recuse.
Name and address for the record, please.
David Penna, 700 10th Street, West Babylon, New York.
Okay, you do affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
Okay, for the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated April 17, 2025, environmental control memo dated April 18, 2025. Fire Marshal's report dated April 24, 2025, has no objections. Suffolk County Planning memo dated April 23rd, 2025. Decision of local determination, take no position for or against. A survey by Harold Bausch dated, this had no date on it. Tax map acting as an area map, and
And Mr. Chairman, we have 4 pictures and a survey by Harold R. Bausch dated June 18th, 1957.
what would you like to tell us about the application?
Well, I am now the landlord of the property. I am looking to just continue the use for the new tenants as a special use permit. When I was in front of the board, the planning board, they asked for some improvements, which I am willing to do. They would ask for the, behind the lot, there is a little pavement that they would like to have paved, and they would like parking stalls marked out in the yard. And I am willing to commit to all that and do them within the next 6 months.
Okay. So you're the landlord, right?
Yes.
So who's going to be operating the business?
The 2 tenants are right here.
Okay, so can you guys, one of you guys come up?
Sorry,
Both
I
of
didn't
yous come
know
up?
I was the one that told them they could sit there.
Yeah, that's, no, it's no big deal. I just need your name and address for the record for both of you, please.
Nasir Ayub, 3 Northwood Court, North Babylon, New York, 1174.
I'm sorry, sir.
Ismail Ekalwaya, 144 Routledge Road, North Babylon.
And do you both affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys are going to be operating the business?
Yes.
Yes.
And just like real quick, like, have you guys been doing auto body repair and stuff like that before
Yeah, we have a first branch in Islip.
I sleep.
in Islip?
Yeah.
So now you're moving the business to here?
No,
that's
that's
the
in the
second.
second one.
Your second business? Okay, things are good.
It's, just to correct you, it's not auto body, it's auto repair.
No, auto
Only-
repair. Auto repair.
Only auto repair?
No body work.
No body
No
work?
body work.
Just auto repair?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, you know there's no parking on residential neighborhood, in the residential neighborhood, on the residential streets?
No,
No, no.
No parking, okay. And you're not going to have overflow and park on storage and vehicles on the residential streets? That's what- There's also some conditions on here, subject to previously imposed standard conditions and covenants restrictions for a public garage, outdoor storage permitted only as noted on the site plan. Trailer container permits must be maintained as long as the containers remain on the property. Are there still containers?
Yes.
Okay. Parking lot to be paved and striped as per the submitted site plan. You would agree to all of those conditions?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. Yeah. Okay, I'll make a motion to adopt a negative declaration on application 25048.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, and I will make a motion to approve application 25048 with the conditions on the planning memo dated April 17th, 2025, for a period of 1 year.
Second.
Okay, new application, we start off with the year,
Not a problem.
okay?
Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
all in favor?
Thank you.
Good luck, guys.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Lord, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next application is application 25046 of Cube Basketball, Inc., property located in Farmingdale. Go where? Not here?
No cube basketball.
Property is located on Gaza Boulevard. Name?
Hi. I am representing the 108 Gaza LLC. I'm the son of the property owner. I'm just here for a hearing. I'm not particularly sure what's going on.
Okay, you're the property owner? You're going to be...
I'm the expedited
Yeah, there it is.
representing both.
Yeah,
property
that was
owner
me.
and the tenant, yeah.
Okay.
Good evening. We have the program director and the architect. I'll bring them up just in case. the
Yeah, no,
board-
that's fine, yeah. So I need your name and address for the record, please. Wait, you got to get to the mic.
Sorry. Lorenzo Clayton. Oh boy, just moved. 511 Avon Drive and East Hartford, Connecticut. 06118.
Okay, and so you're going to be testifying? Yeah, let's swear him in just if we have questions about how he's going to... You're going to be the operator of it?
Yes, correct.
Yes, Severia Ford, 137 Buffalo Avenue, Medford, New York.
Okay, and you both affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Okay. For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated April 17, 2025, Environmental Control memo dated April 18, 2025. Proposal will not result in substantial adverse changes. Proposed place of amusement, replacing existing retail. Fire Marshal's report dated April 24, 2025. There are a couple of things on here. Did you get a copy of this Fire Marshal's report?
I don't believe I did.
You didn't?
No.
Take mine. You're going to have to get that. It's there? Okay. Number 8.
Going to number 8 on it.
Okay. If you got that, you're going to have to get in touch with the fire marshal and get him there and clear up. There's some,
okay.
things that need to be taken care of.
No problem.
Survey by Harold Bosch, no date again. Tax map acting as an area map, and
And Mr. Chairman, we have 4 pictures and a survey by Harold R. Bausch dated June 3rd, and the year is not legible.
okay. Okay. And I see those actually. Okay. And these are from the property owner, real property located at 87 Gaza Boulevard. I guess these are other tenants within the complex. Yeah, neighboring properties. And they're all in favor of this. Okay. Would you like to tell us about the application?
Yes. Good evening, Board. Thank you for your time. We won't be before you long. This is a request for a special use in an industrial area for an amusement activity. Very small in nature. There are, I believe, 5 basketball courts, and it will accommodate and be a program for participants who are on the spectrum for autism. Severio Ford is the program director who runs a similar program in both Jericho and Roslyn. And I think, did she mention that you had the letters? Because I'll give them.
Yes.
Okay, in support. And you have the consents of the neighbors? I know it. Okay. So it is an incredible program. They need high ceilings, which is one of the reasons why this program, this facility fits what they need. And they're also looking for a permanent home for this program. They've had a few places, and unfortunately, properties were sold. You know, we have a long-term commitment at this particular facility. We have the consents of 6 neighbors, and about 3 or 4 others said that they're totally in favor of it, but logistically, they couldn't give us these consents in writing. I just wanted to read 2 of the letters of parents of some of the participants. This one is from an Amy, looks like Briotti, who says, "My name is Amy Briotti. My son Jack is a member of the Cube basketball program. For the past several years, the Cube has been a life-changing experience for my adult son with autism. It has provided not only an opportunity to participate in a sport he loves, but also a sense of belonging, confidence, personal growth that has extended far beyond the basketball court. The coaches have been nothing short of extraordinary. Their patience, encouragement, and commitment to every athlete's success have made a profound impact on my son. They understand the unique needs of individuals with disabilities and meet each player where they are, helping them develop both athletic skills and life skills. Their dedication has built a positive, structured environment where every athlete feels valued. I'll skip to the end. For my son, this team and program has become a second home, an essential part of his identity. He proudly wears his jersey and looks forward to every tournament, game, and practice. The Cube has given him a sense of purpose and pride, and I am forever grateful for the incredible coaches, friends, and families we have met along the way. I don't know where we would be without them. Any town would be incredibly lucky, hint, hint, to have this remarkable program and its coaches. They bring out the best in every athlete and create an inclusive environment that uplifts not just the players, but the community as a whole. And with that said, it will be minimal impact on the community. The hours, these are kids who are very high functioning. It'll be after hours, so starting like 3:30 to probably about 7 or 8. It'll give the parents or the caretakers a breather, because it's a full-time job, as you can imagine. And it won't have much impact on the community because, again, it won't be during the heaviest of hours. I've been by that facility a lot, and because it's a warehouse, they don't have a showroom where people come a lot. So really, although the ordinance probably has the parking requirement, this is an ideal program for that area. And with that said, we'll take any questions the board might have, or if you wanted to hear from the program director, he's here as well.
Okay, I think you covered a lot of what I was going to ask you about the hours of operation and so on and so forth. So how many students would you have in a particular training, at one time?
Small groups are pretty much limited to like 5, and mostly is individual training, mainly because, we try to keep the level of stimuli just kind of low, so we don't need a lot of people there. So 5 and 1, really, pretty much is.
I guess my other question because of the parking and stuff like that, how are all of these people getting there, or is there going to be a lot of traffic, a lot of cars?
Well, no, it's drop-offs. So literally, right, they come, and again, it's 5 participants at any one given time.
At any one given time. Okay, and what about employees?
Well, it's just mainly 3 of us, 3 coaches.
3 coaches, and that's it. Okay, so it doesn't sound like it's a lot. My only other thing is would you guys be doing some sort of tournaments and stuff where the parking would be a problem? I've been involved in a lot of sport things where...
No. The property is not big enough for that.
No.
We do all of our tournaments and practice with the Special Olympics, and that's at Roslyn High School, and also at Jericho, the field house. So those things we do on the weekends in the community itself, and those are other participants that participate in that. Yeah. So we're not large enough for that. It's really individual.
A lot of these things, cheerleading companies.
No. It's not big enough for that.
Crazy.
Yeah, too much stimuli. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, I have no further questions. Any other questions from the board? Yeah. Would anyone like to be heard?
I do have a question.
Sure.
So is this a Monday through Friday, or what? How many days of the week are you guys?
It's 7 days a week.
7 days a week?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. All right, I have no further questions.
Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. Okay, I will make a motion to adopt a negative declaration on application 25046.
Second.
I will make a motion to approve application 25046 for a period of, how long is your lease?
5 years.
For 3 years. All in favor? Aye. Yeah, you have, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We'll make with a condition that you get fire marshal approval, okay?
Okay.
Well, it's approved, but you got to get the fire marshal
Got it.
there and make sure he gets back to us.
Got it.
I think he's looking for carbon monoxide things, things
Yeah.
of fire, yeah, all that kind of stuff, so, all
We'll
right?
take care of that.
Okay. Thank you. Good luck, guys.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
I just want to know if there's any going to like change any like regulations or taxes or anything.
Say that again?
We have a response to
Okay.
that already for you.
Okay. I just want to know if there's any impacts like the property or anything legally wise.
Okay, no.
So I can tell my dad anything else.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Good evening.
Good luck, guys. Next application is application 25049 of KLG North Babylon LLC, property located in Deer Park.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. For the applicant, Brian Kennedy, partner with Fortelli Deegan Toronto, offices at 100 Motor Parkway.
Okay. For the record, we have a planning division memo dated April 17th, 2025, environmental control memo dated April 17th, 2025. This would also need a negative declaration were we to approve this application. A Suffolk County Planning memo dated April 23rd, 2025, decision of local determination, take no position for or against. Fire Marshal's report dated April 24th, 2025. Where'd the Fire Marshal report go? Okay.
I think they were here today.
Okay. Survey by JRH Consulting Engineers dated June 14th, 2024. Tax map acting as an area map. And
Mr. Chairman, we have 4 pictures and a survey by JRH Consulting Engineers dated June 14th, 2024.
okay, would you like to tell us about the application?
The applicant is before the board this evening seeking a special exception permit to operate a car wash with exterior vacuum spots at the subject property. The site is located on the east side of Deer Park Avenue. As everyone on this board knows, that is a very busy thoroughfare. Site's approximately 0.54 acres and is improved with a 1-story building. The car wash that exists received certificate of occupancy number 4076 in March of 1972 for the car wash, and then CO number 73935 for the coin-operated vacuum cleaners in December of 1978. Now, the applicant present with me tonight owns and operates 3 other car washes throughout Long Island. They purchased the subject location 2 years ago and have operated it without issue. They're here tonight to modernize and update this entire site. The proposed renovation and upgrade to the site will provide 2 queuing lanes, each of which can accommodate 10 to 12 vehicles. Patrons will enter the lot and utilize one of the self-service vacuums. I do have photographs of what those will look like from the other site, if the board would like to see those. But after vacuuming their own vehicle, patrons will then drive through one of the queuing lanes to visit one of 2 payment kiosks. Currently, there's only 1 payment kiosk at the site. After making payment at the site, vehicles will then travel through and receive their exterior car wash. Now, the hours of operation, they will open at approximately 8 a.m., and depending on the time of year, they will stay open as late as 7 o'clock in the summer. Obviously, when it's colder out and the sun sets earlier, they will not operate then. As for number of employees, there are approximately 10 employees at site, on site currently. Should the board grant the application before it this evening, the site will be completely modernized. They will not need as many employees at site. There'll be approximately 3 employees at the site. I do have Kevin Fedorko, the engineer of record. I want him to speak briefly about one issue. In the environmental report that I received today, there's a departmental recommendation that says wastewater management and disposal will be unchanged from previous use. That's not accurate. As part of this, there will be significant upgrades to the drainage at the site as well as the water treatment system at the site. So I'm going to ask Kevin to speak to you guys briefly.
Name and address for the record, please.
Kevin Fedorko, 131 West Fulton Street, Long Beach, New York, 11561.
Okay, do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So one of the improvements other than the site is the improvement of filtration water to be reclaimed into the car wash. So all waste from the car wash tunnel will be filtered twice to industrial standards to then be reused through the car wash. Any excess would then be brought into the sewer system.
Okay, so that's, you're upgrading all of that then?
Yes,
That
correct.
wasn't like that prior to this, I would assume, right? The older car wash, you didn't recycle the water?
Right now, it's not being recycled, no.
Okay.
Excuse me? Yes, this was the exact drawing. If you see right there, there's a sanitary line going, and it shows that, connection is filed under a separate application.
Thank you.
The only other note that I will give to this board is there will be no detailing services conducted at the site. This is strictly car wash services. I can take you through the 5-factor test if you'd like. Otherwise, we welcome any questions you may have.
Okay, I'll turn the hearing over to Mr. Montiglio.
Good evening, how are you?
How are you?
First, I did a little housekeeping. Motion to amend application 25-049 to make it a business E and residential C.
Second. All in favor?
I'm sorry? Yeah. This application still opens pending revised site plan.
That's correct.
Okay. You confirm there's no further variances will be required for alteration of the site plan?
Not at this point. The site plan that has been before you has been submitted to planning is what they intend to build. We understand if there is any alteration, we will be back before you again, which the applicant has no interest in doing.
Okay. So basically, there's really no difference to the business model at all? It's basically self-serve, as you say?
Correct.
All right, the number of employees, you think is going to be less, and the hours of operation is?
Comparable to what exists now.
All right, I have no further questions.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. I will make a motion to adopt the negative declaration on application 25049.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. Good?
Yep.
Have a great evening, everyone. Thanks.
Oh, yeah, wait.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to approve application number 25-049
As amended.
as amended.
Second. In favor? Now you can go.
Have a great night, guys.
Oh, I didn't see one.
There was not.
No, I don't think so. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
I'll be back for a sign variance, and then there'll be a time period. Of course they are. Next application is application 25050, 100 Carolyn Boulevard LLC, property located in Farmingdale. Name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, everybody. Anik Mehmeti, 567 Broadway, Massapequa, New York, 11758.
Okay. And the other gentlemen are going to speak, or?
If necessary, I'd be happy to. My name is Neil Sidrain. I live at 9 Pickering Place in Dix Hills, New York, 11746.
Okay.
Zachary Sidrain, 3701 27th Street, Long Island City, 11101.
Okay. And do you all affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
We do.
Okay, for the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated April 17, 2025. A environmental control memo dated April 16, 2025. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. Fire Marshal's report dated April 24, 2025. Production, location. Just need to ensure that the fire apparatuses would have access. I guess that's questions we will be asking. Survey by Joseph Petito dated October 24, 2023. Tax map acting as the area map.
And Mr. Chairman, we have 6 pictures and a survey by Joseph M. Petito dated October 24th, 23, and revised April 8th, 24.
Would you like to tell us about the application?
Yeah, the owner bought the property roughly 2 years ago, and as he was putting equipment to conduct his business, his needs generated more equipment to be put outside as part of the process that he does, which is preparing plastic pouches for different kinds of packaging. So the number of employees in here, it's very minimal because those are very long machines, roughly anywhere from 50 to 75 to 100 feet long. And in order to operate, require 1, and the maximum it's 2 people. He has 2 of those long machines and a couple of small ones that are at the front of the building towards Caroline Boulevard. With respect to the second structure that we're proposing and we need for the process in there, we selected the location because that's where the machines are inside the building, and it's the shortest run from outside to inside. Ideally, we would like to put those behind the transformers, but it was not enough room in there. So instead of going towards the corner of the building, we went towards the back of the building, and it does work better for the machines because from there, as I said, is the shortest run from those condensers that cool the water for the machines to the machines on the inside. And based on where we put this one, based on the need that we needed this canopy to cover it because they have to be covered, cannot withstand the elements, then we have a second building, and based on the location that we put it, we need the second variance for the second building, which is the setback for the second building. In addition to the variance for the parking from 45 to 33. The intensity of the use for the parking here is very small. It's a lot more parking that's needed for the number of employees that are or will be on the site based on what the owner has described to us. And the improvement that we are making in order to conduct the business, it's going to be shielded by a fence for security purposes and by green vegetation that's going to be significantly high. So you will see the roof, but hopefully no more than that. And maybe with time, you might not be able to see that. And with this, I believe we conclude what we have to present to you, and we respectfully request to approve the application the way it's presented. And if anybody has any questions, we'll be more than happy to answer, either myself or the owner that knows a lot more about the business than I do.
I have a few questions, just, get through this. So as far as the traffic goes and the traffic flow with the new canopy that you're building there, that's not going to affect that? The traffic's going to flow the same as it always did before?
Correct. It's out of sight. It's not going to affect anybody. There's no traffic going. I mean, there's traffic going on the street, but not on the part of the property.
Right. And this is basically a canopy that's just going to be for storage of these compressors and stuff like that?
The compressor need to be covered.
Right.
So there are going to be 8 columns on the roof. It's a shed roof pitched towards, away from the building. So the water does not go towards the building, but goes on the outside in the grass.
Will this necessitate more employees that, you know, as far as the parking goes? Or is the same amount of employees? This is strictly storage, basically?
The only time that it will necessitate more employees in when those units needs to be serviced, which is 1, maybe 2 more guys based on
Okay,
what I know.
okay.
But not a daily employee that's going to go there every day and wash those or service those or this kind of service.
Okay. So you've never had any problems with the parking there as it exists now?
I never did, and the owner does not have a problem.
Not a problem at all?
Every time that they go there, it's empty.
It's empty, okay. Good. I have no other questions. Any questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. We need an egg deck on this? Yeah, so there's the 3, would you agree to these conditions? There shall be no outdoor storage of any kind on subject premise, including but not limited to materials or vehicles? Would you agree that there's no outside storage of any of that?
Yes.
Accessory building, canopy structure only to be used to cover condenser units and shall not be further enclosed?
Yes.
Okay. Do I need an egg deck here? No. No, I don't need an egg deck. Okay, I will make, any other questions? Oh. Okay, I'll make a motion to approve application 25050 with the conditions on the planning memo dated April 17th, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, good luck, guys.
Thank you very much for your time.
Good evening.
Neil?
Yeah, I'll end the live streaming portion of the meeting. We will now continue with the remainder of the meeting.